So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
At their own 19-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
2nd and 10.
Oh, hey! Oh, Omaha.
Murray now. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Omaha.
To throw, it's Murray. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect, incomplete. I give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Here's Moore on the return. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10 at their own 24. And he'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Connects with Kittle underneath. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he is going to have a Niners first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Well, they're hoping the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. McCaffrey on the counter. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Get set. 18, what's up?
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
18, what's up?
Purdy looking to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Purdy. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
18, yellow.
Here's Purdy. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now Murray. Over the middle, complete. It's Connor. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
A great job there, and that old cliche, take it where the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yards he picked up after he pulled it in.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Murray going to fire this out to Harrison. He's brought down in the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. 1st and 10. 18 yards there, down to the 18 and a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was...
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown.
Arizona.
Trey Benson, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. Ryland on for the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go.
Cardinals 20, 49ers 6. Chad Ryland to kick off.
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. Throwing here, Purdy. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Inside the 20. And they will score. It's a pick six for the Cardinals touchdown. Well, just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all four quarters. And, Charles, that pick six, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other. Every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick six?
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
At their own 28-yard line.
It's not enough. You sell it close, but it's not enough. You said it really still, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And that last pick six may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the fourth quarter. They need points quickly. Fresh off that pick six, here's Purdy. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had